either your card or you want to use USSD, and the transaction got failed at that particular point in time, or the transaction gets retracted and you were debited, and the transaction didn't get to the other side of the bank, which you're paying to. And at that point in time, you will need to request for a reversal, which most of the time takes enormous number of days and weeks, and a lot of process and resources. So there is a need for a solution to be able to create that kind of a seamless process for users to be able to get to a point of sales and make their transactions in a matter of seconds. And that is why DirectPay is in the picture. And now, at the moment in the MVP, DirectPay have been able to use SeerBit payment integration using the standard integrations to be able to accept users to be able to fund in the vote, which is like a reserved, and the users can eventually at a point in time, I want to pay for a particular service at the point of sales of 20,000. I can generate a token quickly there, then use that token at the end of the merchant end, and the transactions get debited. With that, I've eliminated that process of interbank settlement and all of this. So why is it that DirectPay is a solution that everyone won't have to miss? Because of the it saves time for individuals and give individuals confidence at the point of sales, because you don't have to worry about if my fund transaction got failed and my fund being debited, I'll have to source for another fund to pay for that service. Then also it helps the merchant to be able to accept payments quickly and faster. So here I would be running I'll be running a presentation on that, so I can still see that the host disabled participant screen sharing. I can still share. Can you look into that? Thank you.
Kennedy, can you request an access so that I can just approve you from this end?
Okay, actually.
You know what? Let me just make you a co-host. So I think you can share now.
Okay, great. Yes, let's select. Yeah, I'm doing that right away. So here, I will be sharing a demo of the MVP.
Hello, Kennedy, yes, I'm Kennedy, and
if I might add, you have just 2 more minutes.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Let me do that. Yeah. Thank you.
It would allow users to be able to pay and run transactions at a quick at the point of service without worrying about card settlement, needs, problems, and all of these things. Now, so what individuals will have to do is to sign up with DirectPay, download the app, then click a fund, then I will fund my growth with a lump sum of money. So if I fund my with a lump sum, let's say I'm funding it with 20,000 naira. So it's gonna allow me to have this lump sum in my account, and anytime I want to run a transaction at the point of sales at that particular point in time, then I would generate a token equivalent to that particular amount. And an example of the store I want to buy from is this. This is the sample store that I want to purchase my item for, which I've integrated DirectPay into their system. So once I fund my account with a lump sum, so what would happen? Well, I'm using SeerBit, and very lovely and seamless payment integrator. It makes the job so easy. Thank you, SeerBit, for this. So once the lump sum is being funded in my account, what I would just need to do is that I know that I needed 25,000 to pay at the point of service for this particular customer. So I would eventually come to my app, then I would generate a 25,000 naira worth of token. Then to protect that token, there's going to be a pin. I'm going to create a pin 1 2 3 4. Then I will generate this particular token. So once I do that, a token is generated for me, which I can now use at the merchant end. So I'm going to input that now, Y. So IMY, then HA6 for E. Then it's going to validate that and also ask me for my PIN. Once I do that, voila, transaction completed. So I don't have to worry about have to worry about my card transactions. Is it debited or is it retracted, or do I have to go to the bank and request for reversal? So with this, I can always at any point in time knows what I use this particular token for. Here is Diffuse Pay, and I'm here to answer your questions. Thanks.
Yes, thank you, everyone, and I'm here to take in your questions. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Kennedy. So over to the judges now.
I have a question. My name's Gail, by the way. Hello from 3:15 in the morning in Portland, Oregon, United States. My question for you, Kennedy, is tell me about the situations where a buyer is ready to pay electronically, but a seller is unable to accept the payment. So the use case where diffuse pay comes in. What is that because of bank? Why does that happen? Is that bank issues? Is that network issues? So why is it common enough to merit this solution?
Thank you. So it's coming in because of the fact that usually at one point in time, when you use a card, you might run into a situation whereby the interbank settlement here in Nigeria, which runs the settlement of that fund, you didn't get a process at that end, which will result in transaction failed at some point. At that time, the user get debited. And when they get debited, they won't have that fund in their account to run that transaction again. They will have to go back to their bank, which might take days and weeks to get this fund back to be able to run their services, request for their service data. So that is why the diffuse pay is coming to the picture for that instant payment without that process.
Thank you. Great hackathon project. I loved it. Thank you.
Thank you again.
Mr. Yinka, if you're talking, you're on mute.
Sorry.
Okay.
Good afternoon. This is Yinka. I'm calling in from Nairobi, Kenya. I like the presentation, but what I've seen you do is try to solve the common problem of failure of transactions because of the immaturity of the market. But you have, in essence, moved money from the bank to a wallet that run on the same platform. So you need to, in this case, you have to acquire the customer must sign up for you. The merchant must also be able to have consumed your API to be able to accept your wallet, right? Which is a very uphill kind of battle. If suppose you are looking for funding to fund you, why will I invest money where you don't have control over the acquirer? Right, you have to go to the acquirer to put your button there to accept their diffuse pay. So it's a lot of work, right?
Thank you, Dr. Yinka. So let me just respond to that. But when you look at the normal present solutions that we have, which let's say SeerBit or Paystack, for instance, right? So the merchant will have to onboard the integration of SeerBit on their system, all right? Then the customer will have to use their card also to be able to run this transaction. So we're taking that process of that using your card, and you will be kind of afraid or scared or kind of not sure that that transaction will go through. We are taking that burden off. So with diffuse pay, the same integrations that you do with Flutterwave and SeerBit and Paystack the likes is the same process that you also do here. But this time around, you're having a token that you are very sure that the validation will always be correct, except if your token and your PIN is wrong at the same time. But once you have your token and your PIN, your transaction will go smoothly. The money will be given to the merchant through their wallet, and everybody will receive their settlement in an instant.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, from my side, I was going to say the design is very nice. So I was going to say well done to that. It seems quite user-friendly. But how do you plan to, it's building on to Yinka's, Dr. Yinka's conversation. How are you planning to get those customers? Because there are so many options in the market right now as well at this point. What differentiates you from everyone else who is within the e-commerce space, providing these payment solutions?
Thank you, Rachel. Okay, so of course, so the competitive advantage that DiffusePay is having is that, think about it, I approached a merchant and say, okay, merchant, you know what? I know you've been doing a lot of integrations of payment on your system, but I'm bringing a DiffusePay to you where you won't have to bother about, or when customer pays, do I need to settle a dispute because of the fact that the payment was pending and the service was pending? I have to look back and give the customer the service and settle a dispute in terms of return the fund and all of those things. This is why DiffusePay is really a product for the future of payments that everyone needs to have. And also, thank you, Rachel, for the commendation on the design. I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. So any more questions from any of the judges? All right. So I think that is all. So thank you very much, Kennedy. And we would get back to you. Wish you all the best, though.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks to SeerBit. Thanks to the panel. I appreciate the time. Thank
We
you.
hope you enjoyed the process of building with us.
Yes. Oh, awesome.
All
Awesome.
right. All right.
Thank you. Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sorry, do I have to leave the meeting now, or I can
Oh,
stay?
no. Oh, you can still spectate just to see the other teams if you
Okay,
want.
awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. So let's wait for the next team. So judges, we have another 2 minutes before the next presentation comes up. So you can just take your final notes and we will go from there. Thank you. So is the XP team here? Team XP, are you here?
Yes, sir. We are here, sir.
Okay, so hope you're getting ready because your time will start soon. Do you need access to present anything, or would you just be talking plainly?
I will present something, sir. I will need permission to share my screen, sir.
All right, so Shamsuddin, you are the one presenting, yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I have given you access now. And let me see. Okay. And your time starts now. So Shamsuddin, you have the floor.
Hello, good morning. So my name is Shamsuddin Omasi from XP team. So what XP does primarily, we are banking the unbanked people in Africa. According to a report by BPC, there are about 57% of people in Africa, they are unbanked. So we try to use XP, to come in using the SeerBit payment infrastructure to bank these people. The problem is there are a lot of people claiming that they are banking the unbanked people. Meanwhile, they are not actually banking the unbanked people because the application, their service needs, at least you need to have a BVN for you to be modded on the platform, and you need to have a smartphone, maybe Android or iOS, before you can transact on the platform. So at XP, we plan to reduce that number to actually bank the unbanked people through our agency network. We have our agent network that in some localities we have agents that will be able to register customer on the platform. The only thing that the unbanked people need is just an active phone number. We create an account number, or we create an account for them, and then their phone number will serve as their account number whenever they want to deposit or withdraw money at any of our agent store. and then the payment is being processed by SeerBit. So, and then also we are trying to connect African countries together, the way they can merchant from all countries, African countries, they can be able to transact seamlessly, and then they can be able to send and receive money from anywhere they are from their customers. So let me share my screen. And then so this is the XP account. I'm logging to my account. I don't know if you can see my screen, sir.
It hasn't come up yet.
Okay. Let me give permission to.
Okay.
Can you use? Okay. So primarily, XP give customers multiple wallets. So let's start with the banking on the bank people. This is the agent account. You can be able to see all the customers that you have registered so far. So from the menu here, you can see the user's menu. Now, if you want to onboard an unbanked user, you just come to register user. All we need is the user's first name, his last name, and then the person's phone number. So for this case, let me just use and then the country of the user, because we are trying to connect all the African countries together, and then you can select the currency of the user. You register the user, all you need is just an active account. Then when the user is registered successfully, you can be able to see all the users that they are under you as an agent. So this is the user that we just created, Shamsuddin Ibrahim, this account. So the user doesn't have an account, you can create a wallet for him. And the wallet is being powered by SeerBit, which means that whenever you make payments to user's account using his phone number, the money goes into his virtual account, which is being held by SeerBit. So let me just copy his phone number. And then this is wallet is 0 Naira. Then let's go to users, and then let me click on front user wallet. I'll just paste his phone number here to verify, and then this is the name it has come up. Then you can choose the amount that you want to fund the user with. So let's just use software then. So, and then the system have multiple wallets. So it automatically, you as an agent, from your wallet, it just pick up the wallet that matches your user, the user that you just created, the wallet that matches the same currency. So we just created a Naira wallet for the user. It automatically pick up your wallet where it will deduct the money from. And if I click on fund user, the user has been funded successfully. Then fresh, and let me come back to the users. And then if I click on view this particular user, you can be able to see his wallet has been funded. So in this process, once every payment has been made, it will send an SMS to his phone number that your account has been funded to so amount by so agent at the specific time. And then you can be able to see the transaction history because the agent is under you. You can be able to see his transaction. And so if a transaction happen on his account, you can be able to track it. And then if you have 1 minute.
You have 1 minute. You have 1 minute left.
Right then, and then if you want to debit from user wallet, you can just put his phone number again, and then you can enter the amount that you want to deduct. Verifying the user, it will send an OTP to the user's account that this transaction is trying to, person is trying to debit from your wallet, and then you can input, you can give you the OTP to authorize the payment. The payment has been verified. Then you can be able to see the transactions on his account. And this is his wallet now, and then these are the transaction histories. And we also enable merchants to be able to receive payments or sell their goods from people outside their countries or anywhere. So you can have multiple stores, and let me just view this store particularly. User can visit your store because we give our customers and merchants the ability to create a virtual store so that users can be able to make payments from anywhere. And then I can just add this item to cart. Item has been added to cart, and then I can be able to view my cart, and verify my payment automatically, it will pop up with SeerBit checkout payment so that I can be able to make the payments for it. And then let me use this payment.
All right, Shamsuddin, thank you. Your time is up.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much for that. So over to the judges.
Thank you very much for your demo. My question is around security. So in this model, how, as the provider of the service, how are you certain that you understand who's funding the wallet and complying with regulations about knowing your customer and ensuring that what they're doing is legal?
Okay. Well, with regard to security, only agent can be able to fund users' wallets, and then we have our onboarding process to onboard an agent into our platform, which there is the community that the agent must be a bank someone, and then we need his BVN, and then we can do some credit check on his account to make sure that this person is trustworthy before we onboard him as an agent on our platform. That is one. And then for the user's end, we make sure that since you have an active phone number, we make use of an API at least to verify his phone number. That is Doja here in Nigeria. They actually give you an API to be able to verify the actual owner of a phone number without need of BVN or anything, just the phone number and maybe any. How about I'm sorry, customer.
Okay, thank you.
So I was going to ask, are you using a form of ID to verify as well?
We are using actually phone number to verify the user's details.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Yinka. I want to say you have many things bundled in the presentation. I see agency banking, trying to bank consumers. I see the agents able to register customers of different countries so that the agent has to have wallets in different currencies to be able to open accounts for those consumers. Then I also see the e-commerce marketplace where the funded wallets can be used to pay. I mean, they sound like a lot in one place, but let me just focus on what you said as the problem to solve, which was to bank the unbanked. So how is this different from the mobile money that is being practiced in many of these countries?
So, according to BPC report, there are about 57% of Africans they are not actually banked, including mobile money, because the onboarding process of mobile money requires a lot process of verification. You may need some kind of identity to be verified and then to be able to use mobile money, because there are people that already have active phone number, they are not banked in any way. So we are trying to use, since you have already have an active phone number and the KYC has been done that way, we can use that phone number to actually bank you without need of much more KYC requirement to be able to bank that people.
Okay, so you're just pretty much saying, let's just use phone number as the account number for this person, and assuming regulation doesn't come to play. Okay, it can be something to attract and onboard those people that do not have all the detailed information like addresses and stuff. Suppose I agree. Help me understand where the multi-currency comes in.
Okay, the multiple currencies that will happen to be here in Nigeria, particularly, there are people coming from Niger or Chad, particularly here in Maiduguri. We are in border with Chad. People come from there, or people from Nigeria go to Chad. So for them to convert their money or to be able to withdraw their money in their account, it's actually a big problem for them. So since we are using SeerBit payment, and then it enable all these safer wallets to be on the platform, because all the money is being held responsible by SeerBit. Since you already have wallet account, and then our agent onboard you on the platform, so you can just quickly find a nearby agent so that you can be able to send your money either in Naira, so that you can convert the money. If you want to withdraw money from Nigeria, and then, or maybe if you're out of Nigeria automatically already, you're outside the country, you can just find nearby agent, and then you can send money to him. You can convert your money from Naira to Cypher, send it to his account, and then he can give you the Cypher at hand.
Okay. All right, that's it for me.
And one last question from me, actually. Do you have limits then into how much people can spend?
Yes, basically, yes. On MVP, we set limitations for the unbanked people to 150,000 Naira transaction per day.
Okay.
Nii, any questions? Hello, Nii, can you hear us? Okay, so is that all from all the judges? Can I say thumbs up if that's everything? Can I say thumbs up? All right, thank you. Thank you so much, Shamsuddin. Very, very interesting solution. So we hope you're coming for the Google Dev Fest on Saturday. Will you be able to make it, or anybody from your team?
Saturday, I'm country from Edinburgh, sir.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
Hello.
Okay, so
hi.
Okay, you say now.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Okay, just a quick question before you go, right? How do you plan to, let's look at it that you're already in a market stage, right? And you tend to see how you want to really push this into the market. Do you have any process or method in your mind? Or do you have a alliance that you're looking at or collaboration to actually scale this?
Yes, basically, SeerBit has actually solved most of our problem, which is strategic partnership to be able to accept more cross-border payment. So the main thing that we focus on is the market strategy, trying to make advertisement and then try to see how we can get country representative, if they can help us talk to their local currencies, local customers in their own language that they can be able to understand, and they can be able to trust the platform and a solution. So that we are creating, which means that we are creating a community, a trustworthy community that is a person that you'll be talking to you about that, and then we'll be able to understand the system, and then we will be focusing on building the platform, make it more secure for the system.
Well, how do you expect me to trust the rate you are giving me when it comes to the cross-border part? You understand? You are not regulated, you're not a treasury, you understand? And then I come with my money to fund, right? And what model are you using to define the rates you're using to fund me?
There are a lot of third-party API, so we are thinking maybe if SeerBit will have a pay exchange API, we help convert this currency to actually be easier for us. We won't be using any third-party APIs, but SeerBit's API. If there is not any, we will look into how we can collaborate with other payment service providers like Wave, and then we can be able to use their own rates to actually process all these exchange rates.
So just looking at it, right, which is the biggest market do you see this your solution fits into right now from your own point, or which problem are you bidding it from? Which kind of markets opportunity do you see it?
The biggest one is Nigeria, sir. The biggest market is Nigeria, because there are a lot of Nigerians.
No, I mean vertical, like it could be the country, but which precise markets within the country itself are you looking at? Which segment of the market? Which kind of people? Is it cross-border trade? Is it what? Like, who are you bidding this?
We are actually doing it for the unbanked people, the people that they are not banked.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Thank you very much, Shamsuddin. So I will just remove the co-host now. And so I think the next team should be getting ready. And that will be Team Symbol. Do you have a representative here?
Yeah, we do. Good afternoon.
Okay, good afternoon. So Star, are you the one presenting for your team?
Yeah, I'm the one.
Okay, so just to give you a quick rundown, you have 5 minutes to present your solution to the judges. You have time after that to answer some questions. So maybe keep some parts for your question phase. And also please ensure that your internet is good and you are in somewhere very quiet so that we can hear you clearly. Is that fine?
Yeah.
Would you be presenting anything for us, like a video or?
Yeah, I wanted to share my screen.
All right, so I will be giving you the co-hosts, making you a co-host now. And you are a co-host now. So when you're ready to share, let us know. So for the judges, you can take time out to, make your notes from Shamsuddin's presentation, that's XP, and we'll kick off again by 12:40. All right, Star, are you ready for us now?
Yeah, I am.
Okay, so your time starts now.
All right. Can you see my screen?
It's not come up yet. Well, let's just give it some time. Okay, we can see it now.
All right. Okay. So good day, guys. My name is Godstar, and I'm representing Team Simbu. Basically, we are building a platform that enables businesses, creators to sell and monetize their content or products in real time by utilizing technologies that incorporate live streaming, live commerce, virtual reality, and in the future, the metaverse. We like to say that we are at the intersection of payments, commerce, and live streaming. So why hasn't what we are building been done before? initially people didn't realize they needed a platform to sell products virtually or host events virtually till the COVID-19 came and all the businesses had to be closed down. All physical events had to be closed down and people couldn't access businesses physically, right? And post COVID-19, a lot of people are used and have adapted to having virtual meetings, virtual events, and not going out. So instead of trying to force people to come out more, we are trying to help businesses, help creators and content creators reach out to their audience better. There's a whole lot of money that is being made now from businesses, from entertainers like musicians that hold concerts, comedians that do shows, or like they are still living about ×5 of that money or more profit they could be making if they're able to find a platform that is good enough to give their audience and their customers the same experience that they will give physically, but virtually and online. Why is it hard to do what we are doing? It's a relatively new concept. And as a pioneer in Africa, we are exposed to very limited resources, unlike industries that are like fintech and e-commerce. They have a lot of resources and support in the tech ecosystem. But I mean, we've cracked the code already and we are ready to build for Africa. Why is this an opportunity not to be missed? With about 88% of 18 to 29-year-olds and 78% of 30 to 49 years old using some type of social media daily, it's not surprising that social-based commerce and social-based payments is the future, right? There's a lot of opportunities to scale and to grow commerce and payments, especially with the introduction of virtual reality and the metaverse. So basically, what are we building? We are building a platform that creates an immersive platform to host live events or sell products in real time using live streaming technologies. Millions of creators, businesses can now earn in real time and at the same time directly engage and deliver premium content and products to their audience. So some statistics on our research. In 2022, the live commerce generated about 400 billion yuan on Taobao, which is one of the biggest e-commerce platforms in Asia. So I'll just try to make it simple. Think of it like a gym membership or a concert or even a church program that you would normally attend physically, right? Now we can give you the same experience online and at the same time help you to easily exchange or pay for services. We have our product roadmap, and by 2024 Q1, we should have already integrated our platform with the metaverse, but we are not jumping to that yet because we need to start with something that people are used to already and something that people can adapt to easily, which is live streaming. We can see the great increase in the adoption of 4G and 5G networks in Africa now, which can enable more content to be streamed online faster and easier. And we are trying to leverage that opportunity to start our users something they are used to while we gradually take them into the metaverse. Our business model, we take a percentage from products being bought on our platform. We take a percentage from events, tickets to events or pass to events that are created on our platform. We are easing payments with also building a peer-to-peer system and a wallet system integrated in our platform to enable payments and transfer of payments to be easier and faster. I will demo our app.
Star, you are actually out of time, but I'll give you 1 minute to just demo this briefly.
All right, so we have the wallet. You can fund your wallet using SeerBit, but I won't do all that now. I'll just show you how the live streaming works. So you can create a product, for live commerce on your settings page, which is this. I won't do that because I've already created one there, which is shared. So if I schedule an event, I can give it a name, a description, select a category. I'll just say live commerce because that's what I want to demo. Shirts, that's the product to be sold, which I've created initially. If I click on next, is this a free event or paid event? So I can charge money for my event or I can make it free if I want. Put in the event fee and I can create an event. Now, when you create an event, as the host, you can go live. People can join your event and see you live stream. They can like, they can chat, they can purchase your products. So I'll just do that now. If you click on product, it pops up, and then they can click on buy now. And when they click on buy now, it redirects them to the SeerBit payment for them to pay for the product. So this is the example of what the future of payments would be like. Live commerce. So I can't, you can't see my because I've disabled it here.
All right, thank you so much, Star. So over to the judges.
Okay, can I start?
Yes, please.
Okay. I like the presentation. I think the problem to solve was very clear from the beginning, which is to make events. It's like more like a event commerce, where you can provide virtual things. But you kind of ended it with buying shirts, which I got confused a bit. But let's say I got you clear that that was not part of what is meant to be, is for that guy to demonstrate how people to sew shirts. So if that is the case, I think the solution, the problem you're trying to solve is very clear. I like it. And I like the fact that you also show the business model and the future progression of other activities that includes metaverse contents in the future. But at the end, you mentioned that you fund your wallet to be able to pay for the event. But SeerBit has wallet solution. It has acceptance from cards or USSD and all those other channels. Why will a customer want to create a wallet and fund it for a particular event? That is not clear to me. Can you help me understand?
Yeah, so the reason is because of we are trying to give the customer a better user experience. So if you look at the steps it takes you to pay for something online with your card, you have to first be with your card physically, put on the details, put on the OTP and all that. Now, imagine you want to pay for 10 events in a week, for example, you'd have to do that same flow 10 times. What we are trying to do is that you do it once. So you fund your wallet through SeerBit. What SeerBit already powers the pockets to pockets, the in-app transfer. So basically, paying for a content is just like you're transferring from your sub account to another sub account on our app called Symbol, but it's also powered by SeerBit in the backend with their Pockets API. So you can transfer using usernames. You can pay for an event inside the app. So this time is very fast. You don't need to be looking for your card details because you've already funded your account and you can just use it to consume as much content as you want. Also powered by the SeerBit API.
Yeah, is it compulsory that you must pay with the wallet, or you expose?
No, it's not compulsory. It's not.
I think that's what I want to draw.
Yeah, you have different payment methods, so you can pick any one you want. But we just bring up the wallet because we feel like that's the easiest way for users to pay for content and products.
Okay, that's it for me. Thanks.
Thank you. I was going to say as well, I agree with Inga. I kind of like that it's a very futuristic approach. You've included social and stuff. What I would have liked to see more is what the market opportunity is really here, because it's a huge one. So that is something to keep in mind, perhaps for future pitches as well. But my question to you was, how are you planning to market this further and to ensure that people are actually using your platform to pay?
All right. So our go-to-market strategy is to start from the top, and I'll explain. You find out that most times when the leader starts something, their followers tend to follow. For instance, if you target a musician, most likely he's doing a show on the app, his fans will automatically sign up, no stress, because they want to attend that concert. So we are trying to target gym instructors, churches, concert hosts, comedians. It's easier that way. If we can reach them, then the rest will just follow suit, because these guys look up to the entertainers and look up to their fans. So that is our current go-to-market strategy. We want to start from the top and get down.
Okay, so you're trying to use influencers to build up your base.
Yeah, exactly.
I have a question. So it wasn't precisely clear. The payments for the events, this is a product that's focused on creators, correct? It's not focused on consumers or people who would buy what the creators are marketing. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's focused on both creatives and business owners. So it's a live commerce, live streaming platform. So you can sell events, you could also sell products.
Oh, I see. So the payment for events is a consumer wants to watch a comedian or a consumer wants to watch a concert, and that's where the payment is. Got it. So it's not an influencer pays to use your platform in order to reach.
No.
I think, okay, thank you. I think a challenge with this approach might be integration with all of the different social networks used around the world. What would your strategy be, and how would you prioritize integrating your live streaming with social platforms?
So already we are working on RNTP streaming out, and what that does is that it helps us to restream our content on various social platforms. Example, YouTube Live and YouTube Live, Facebook Live, and Twitch. What that does is that we are offering our creatives and our users access to more audience and more customers on other platforms. So they don't necessarily have to be on our platform to be able to consume the content. So we can restream from our platform. Currently, the API for YouTube Live, Twitch, and Facebook Live works. So we can integrate with those platforms and then we can restream.
Do that. How do the payments work in that situation?
Sorry?
How do payments work when someone is paid?
Yeah, so I could show you now on YouTube, we created extensions. So you know how extensions pop up when you open a website or something. So if you open a YouTube live video, you see our payment extension pop up and asks you if you want to pay for this or if you want to fund this. YouTube allows you to create extensions that can show up on the YouTube live where the video starts. And then it doesn't completely work because it has to sync with the app. So the creator has to create an account with us for him to accept payments on YouTube Live. But that's how we've planned to integrate both the live streaming and the payment with other social media platforms through browser extensions for the web.
Thank you. You could almost, I mean, I know we probably have to move on to the next one, but you could almost not provide streaming and just provide easy payments extension for all these social platforms and still have a company.
Yeah, the reason why we want to also provide streaming is because this social media were not built for streaming initially. They added it as a feature, but we are building streaming focused, and we want to put as many as possible features for the user's experience. So that's why we might still go with that. But yeah, I get it totally. I get it totally.
Thank you, Star. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, Nee. I think we just have one more minute with Star. So if you can ask the question, so we can just go.
No, I think I'm fine. I'm fine.
All right. So thank you so much, Godstar. I think that was a very interesting presentation. Would you be available for the Google Dev? Are you coming this weekend for the Google Dev Festival?
Yeah, I'm quite.
All right. See you there.
Honestly, I would really wish if we could start streaming from Google Dev Fest on the platform already. That would be so nice.
No problem, that's fine. So thank you so much, Star. So Team Neon, are you guys ready?
Yes, yeah, Team Neon is ready.
Okay, so Isaac, are you the one presenting?
Oh no, it's Mubarak.
Mubarak. Okay, Mubarak, can you say something? I can't find you here.
Hi. Yeah, I'm with Isaac's. We're together, so.
Okay, oh, you are Mubarak. So
yeah.
I'm just going to make a co-host, and then your time starts now. Oh, wow. We lose Isaac. It seems like we lost Isaac. Let's check up on him. Okay, he's back. So I think we'll just take him some time to set up.
Hi, sorry, I was trying to share my screen.
All right, so let me make you the co-host again. So you can share it now.
All right, can you see my screen?
Not yet. I think it's, yes, we can see now.
All right. So when we started to decide on what problems to solve, we realized that K-12 had the biggest problems in Africa. They had the problem of getting their schools online. And even when they got their schools online, it was a difficult process collecting payments, sorting those payments, knowing who are defaulters, and filtering through all those amount of payment solutions. So we decided that we could find a solution that allows the digitization of Africa and would allow us to bring K-12 schools online. So our solution, we created a Shopify for K-12 schools. What this simply means is that K-12 schools can now, in less than 5 minutes, create a school online and it gets deployed. And even more so, they can use these schools to collect payments from their students. The reason why we're able to build the solution is because of the infrastructure built by SeerBit. We can allow and collect payments now. And basically, digitization of Africa has proven a solution where now more than ever, we have the opportunity to bring many schools online. We're looking at our market validation and realized that there are 1.3 private schools in Africa, 1.3 million private schools in Africa, and 1.5 million public schools in Africa. And after doing further research, we realized that these schools don't have the tools and infrastructure to be able to bring their schools online and also collect payments in an easy to manage way. So we built Neon.
It's created here. So again, as you can see.
So this is the sign up page for Neon. And when schools come in, they can log in with their school details and sign up. And as soon as they sign up, it starts loading their students and they have all their students' details on their dashboard. Now, what makes this very good is that they have the different parameters for their students that they uploaded to their dashboard. So the way it works is simple. Schools have an onboarding session. So for example, if I'm a school, Springfield, all I need to do is come in, fill in the name of my school, the description, and all the other details. And with all of that, I can add a logo. And with that, I can preview my landing page in less than 5 minutes. And this is uploading the school's details. And in just a short period of time, we can be able to preview what the school's landing page would look like. Now, this is a newly dynamically generated landing page for any school with all their details filled in. So now, if the school, after uploading their details, they can upload their payment plan, add their school fees. So if the tuition is 100,000 naira, they can add the item it reflects. They can add their student list just as a CSV. And after that, they can add their session dates. And that's all they need to do. And their onboarding is complete. And they have all their students' details. If they need to export as CSV, the CSV will be sent to the email of the school. They can carry out different filter functions based on their payment status or the class that the student's in. So for example, say I just want the students in GSS1. I can just filter by GSS1 students, filter that, and I have my 82 entries out of 501. So all this just creates a simple way for schools to manage all their students' details, payments, and everything. It creates a flexible manner for schools to be able to generate a CSV list. So if the schools needed the people in GSS1 that have paid, they can simply come on here and add a different filter function. And if the school wants to search for a particular student, say they are looking for Alicia, they can just come and find Alicia Wu, and it just brings out the student's details. So that's exactly how the school's dashboard works. So now students can come onto their school's websites, see their sign up page, and sign in and show them their own dashboard. So this is the dashboard where students come to pay. So they can set their payments plan. How do they want to pay? Do they want it to be flexible and all of that? And in less than a minute, they can pay using SeerBit's API. So what makes this very important right now is because of the facilities, the infrastructure that has been built, and that is what we're leveraging. And this could not have been built in the past because Africa has had different problems with infrastructure, with payments, and it has just made schools hard for them to get their students online, create a dashboard, and manage all their payments. So with this solution that we've built, Neon, we believe that K-12 schools now have a simplified process of collecting payments, managing their payments, and managing their schools. All their students' info can be uploaded directly live into the Neon app. That is exactly how Neon works, and we're excited that we had the opportunity to build this solution. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Isaac. Thank you so much. So the judges.
I was going to say that's very heartwarming to see the problem that you are trying to solve, and the fact that, you know, schools can build their web pages, not only, and, you know, get onboarded, as well as try and take, you know, the payments side of things as well. So can you maybe elaborate a little more on the payments bit? Because I think that was quite short and sweet while you were pitching.
Okay, so the way payments work is simple. As soon as the schools have uploaded their school fees, so the exact amounts they are going to pay, the students can then log into their dashboards and click on how exactly they want to pay, whether it's going to be by bank transfer or by credit card. They put in their details and they pay. It's simple checkout. So for the students, it's a simplified process. All they need to do is log in and pay. That's all they need to do. So the school has already fed in all the details of how much it is and what they need to pay for.
And I'm assuming the parents will get a link, a payment link sent to them?
Yes, the parents have a dashboard, so they can log in and see all of that and manage it.
Okay.
So that's how they pay with the payment links.
Yeah, that's it for me.
I imagine that you have many features that you could build on this platform.
Yes.
Managing classes that students attend. So tell me, once you have registration and payments built, what would be next in your priority list to build?
Once we have registration and payments, the next thing we're going to build is managing curriculums. So it would be a good thing if parents could see what classes their students are taking and what that curriculum looks like. So that's the next logical flow. And after that, we're going to create a system where schools can upload classes and materials directly to their site. So students don't need to call a teacher and ask, oh, what's the homework for today? They can just log in and then just see all the homework they have. So there are so many features that can be built to help K-12 schools manage their learning in addition to their payments and registration. So that's the next logical step for us, is to manage the learning of students.
Thank you. Great demo.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Hi.
Hi.
So I think one of the major problems I see in school fees could be the behavior of parents, which could be partial payments, where parents cannot easily afford to pay full school fees at times, right?
Yes.
I didn't see that as part of your model, because I'm looking at which of the problem are you addressing within the ecosystem.
Okay, so thank you very much for bringing up. That's a very good question, because we actually built that. So we built a subscription model. So in the past, it was impossible for schools to collect money based on subscription because it was hard to manage. But with SeerBit's API, we can build a simple subscription model where parents log in and pay their school fees in installments. So we had an instrumental option on the user dashboard, if it was on the user dashboard. So parents can set the installments they want to pay for, and now schools can allow instrumental payments, something that was impossible to do in the past.
Okay, so beyond that, that's just a step, right? But
Yeah.
going beyond that also, right? There's also something that leads to partial payment too, right? That means I don't have enough, right?
Yeah.
Why are we not looking at also helping the parent itself to extend beyond just partial payment? What about credit? Because how do you extend this capability? Because I think the problem we're solving is not having enough, more or less.
Yeah. Okay, so we're looking, that's going to be a feature we're going to build in the future, but we could partner with credit licensing options that are available in Nigeria at the moment so that we can give parents access to credit. So there are different options like Evolve Credit that we could partner with and could give parents an option to have credit infrastructure with schools.
Could the student be part of the ecosystem when it comes to this payments need? What if I'm not opportune to have, maybe let's assume the child is like an orphan. What happens to that case, or a case where your son doesn't have a parent liable or obliged to able to join the ecosystem to do that? What happens to that kind of kids?
Sorry, I didn't quite get the question, sorry.
I say, what happens to like a kid or a student that doesn't has a parents? I'm just assuming, right? And needs to be part of this. Yes,
definitely, most definitely. What's going to happen is when a school registers, obviously, before a student can onboard in a school, they need to fill in their details. So there would always be a contact person. So if that student just happens to be his own contact person, that is the person that would have access to all of that. So it's the school that would add all those information, who the guardian of that child is, if he has a guardian, who is the contact person who is responsible for that child. So the school uploads all that information and it gets fed into the database.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let me ask. I didn't see the
Yes,
profit
sir.
model. I didn't see the profit model in what you presented. How are you going to make money? Because it looks like you are offering it for free to the schools. Where are you going to make money to maintain the business or grow the business?
Okay, so yes, sir. Oh, definitely, we're going to charge. So the way our business model works is the first 100 students are free. So if a school has less than 100 students, they can use the platform for free. But subsequently, for every 100 students the schools add, we're going to be charging 1,000 naira per 100 students that the school adds. So that's exactly how our business model is. So this would give us the opportunity to be profitable for large schools. So schools that have a lot of students they need to manage, we can charge them to use our platform. So the more the more students you have in your school, the more you're going to pay to use our platform. That's our business model.
Okay. The reason why I'm asking that is I run a school. Okay.
Okay.
And the frustration, I also happen to have kids in school. The frustration in this, what I like about your presentation is first, the target market is very clear. And you are addressing a problem that is a headache to school administrators, right? Right now, I'm the accountants for the school after 13 years. So if all payments can be restricted to your platform, it will be, of course, be easier for me to reconcile which student has paid and what have they paid for. And if they just paid partially, I don't need to assign it to what they paid. I just know they still owe the school some money.
Exactly.
When you didn't mention any subscription fee, I was happy because that cost always discouraging, and the platform they always give is very complicated. It just looks simple, maybe because you have not added all the features and the other judges were asking you, like if students have Google Classrooms, communication of results of parents and all that stuff, they're not there yet. It looks like you're just looking at the payment leg now, which is actually, I think, is a major headache for schools. Yeah. If you can simplify your business, your profit model to like acquiring fee, irrespective of whether they sent it by transfer, which is cheaper for the school, but it doesn't matter to you. You just charge a fee that will cover all the costs. And I think, or you agree with the school, all the students you load, whatever you say you are going to get paid, 3% of it or certain percentage of it is ours. So they don't need to worry whether they are now over 100, this is how much I pay. It becomes something difficult to reconcile. If you can work on that, I think it's a very good platform I've seen, and that can be useful for schools.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
All right. So thank you so much, Isaac.
Yeah.
Or Mubar. I think that's what you say your name was, Mubar.
Yeah.
So Team XQ, I hope you're coming for the DevFest on Saturday. Would you be there?
We're currently not in Lagos.
Okay.
So, but we'll try to make it.
All right, no problem. So
Yeah.
thank you so much.
Yeah.
So just to level, I think we were a little bit spent in between Izzy left the room. So we would reconvene at 1:15. That's in 3 minutes time. So we'll just move out the calendar by 5 minutes, more or less. So Team Excusia, are you ready? Is someone here?
Yes, we are. We are ready.
Who will be presenting for you?
Lawal, me. I rather. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. So I've made you the co-host. So just ensure that everything is prepped on your end. Maybe you can actually share your screen now so that when you're good, you're ready to go, you just start firing.
Okay. All right.
All right, thank you.
Sorry, have we been made a co-host?
Yes, you're a co-host.
We are still having issues sharing our screen. Let's see. Should be on screen. Thank you.
So Team Excuser, can you present now? Is it working for you guys now? Or okay, you've left the team. Let's just wait for them to get back.
Please, can you add us as host again in order to be able to share something? Thank you.
Okay, so I should add this account Rahman, yes?
Yes.
Okay, let me make it the co-host. Is it working on your end now?
Yes, it is.
All right. Your time cannot just start because your time is already running.
Okay. Oh, are we to start now?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon, everyone from Nigeria. My name is Lawal Oluwatimileyin. I'm the team lead for Exusia. We developed a web application that helps companies that offer payments in installments for their goods and service to do it smarter and better by providing them with a means of vetting creditworthiness for customers trying to take their goods, and also to help them automate their payments with just a link. A sector that faces this problem is the solar panel sector in Nigeria. Because of the high setup costs of these devices, majority of deals done in this sector is done by payments in installments. And as a result, they currently have a high default rate of 6 out of 10 customers. Some customers, because of they can't afford to pay, and others because they don't even know the date of the payment is due. The current solution requires technical skills. There are current platforms that allow for credit vetting in Nigeria, but it requires you to build on top of the solution and create something. And some of these companies are not willing to go through that process. So we have actually developed a solution with just a link. It helps you vet a client, and after the client is vetted, the client pays online, and then we can continue from there. What makes us unique? What makes us unique is our vetting algorithm. With the way our algorithm is built, we can vet based on your banking records, and then we're able to vet if you can actually afford that payment. Then we can also help the company take the payments. The opportunity for this is large. Nigeria alone has a market size of solar, if we are just using the solar sector alone, of 17 billion naira. And this is actually growing in Africa by 22% yearly. Now, the source of this is from Punch newspaper and one other business, sorry, we didn't add it on this, one other business website. So far, we actually, during the time of this hackathon, we actually reached out to some companies that already offer the service for solar company, and we're able to get one company that offered to use our service when we launch. The way we charge is this: per vetting of a client, we charge 500 naira for credit worthiness, and per remittance, we charge 150. Per remittance, we charge 1% of the amounts that we remit back to them. So an average company in this sector makes 15 million naira monthly, and we know that if we are in the space of 6 months able to acquire 10 companies, we can actually do 150 million in transaction volume. So that is the end of our presentation. We will just want to show a little bit of demo. I'm going to shift to my other partner to demo that to you. So here is the landing page. This is not covering this. Okay. Here's the landing page. We are just going to log in so as to save time. So when you sign up as a company, you then log in. Then when you get to our dashboard, there's a page where you can create a product link. Because of the time constraint, we don't have the best of UI UX, but it's working. So you can create a product link. When you create a product link, a link is generated that you can then send to your user. Then paste it. So this then the user then gets the product and the link, feeds in his details, verify his details. After this page, we have access a page where he logs in his most used banking accounts. We get his banking history over like 6 months, and then we are able to actually debit. So we are trying to run an OTP now, so we can show how it works. So here, this is where you now add you can log in we are using the test API for this, so we don't expose our bank. So it's then after this, we are able to like get your banking history, get every detail. Then it takes us to it takes time, then a little bit of time, then you get to go to the payments page where you pay with SeerBit. And okay, so yeah, so here you can, okay, you've been approved and you can now pay in installments for this. Okay. So with SeerBit is what we are using. So then for a company to have access to the dashboard to verify a customer, they have to pay, we charge 500 naira, so they have to fund their wallet too. So we use the just a default amount of 15K, minimum of 15,000. So that's it. Yeah, I have questions now, and I'll switch on my video. Sorry, can you hear me?
All right. Thank you so much, Rahman. So over to the judges.
Just stop sharing. Your camera is coming. All right.
If I may go,
Yes,
if I can recap, what you've done is really to do real-time credit scoring of consumers, right?
yes, sir.
And then you provide it at aggregate e-commerce site or marketplace, or you also provide it as API to other websites. Is that
Okay,
correct?
so currently we don't provide it as an API. We just provide it as how do I explain it? It's just a link. You just, for that product, you create a link for the product. You create the details of the product, how much you want to be charging monthly. Then that link, when the product is created, a link is generated. You can then send the link to the customer, fills in really 3 steps. Then we have details of the customer. We send that to our backend where our algorithm checks the banking history, checks the gambling record, checks the type of DSTV subscription, and a lot of other things at the back, and use it to be able to determine if that person can actually afford monthly to be paid for that product. Then when there's an approval that this person can afford it, then on the same page, the user is allowed to pay for the first installment. Then the recurrent fee, our system also debits it based on the time that was scheduled.
Okay, I'm actually trying to expand the scope of what you've done.
Okay, sir.
I think the marketplace you've created limits it and attach it to items you want to sell. If I have a store or I have my own online site where I sell services, I provide service, I sell goods, what stops me from taking what you've done as an API and launch it from my site, irrespective of what that person buys? Even if I have a grocery store or something like that, nothing stops me from scoring the same customer that wants to buy, give them limits knowing what they qualify for, and they can pay instrumentally like what you've done. What you have done is really to broadcast the products and the payment option of pay later. Okay. This one, I have my traffic. I think I can use what you have provided to also allow my customers to pay later. Particularly people that like fashion and all that stuff. They want to buy what they cannot afford at once, but if you give them time, they can pay later. So you think we can expand the scope to cover those ones that have their commerce?
We actually think we can cover a lot of scope. Even lending your friend money. I have a lot of times I have to lend my friend money and they never pay back. They feel I have money because I'm working. But if I am able to go to this platform and actually create like a link, and that is what I use to provide them the service, then when they have money in their accounts or the time duration is that we can structure the code in a way that to debit them. But we are also looking at the volume, how we can actually scale quickly. And one of the sectors that we know that can help us scale faster is the solar sector, because we know firsthand that they are having this problem at this moment, and we can actually provide the solution for them. So it can be used for multiple things. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's solving real problem. For the other judges in Africa, we prepay large sum and our income comes in trickles. For example, you pay rent for 1 year, or you pay rent for 1 year, meanwhile your income comes monthly. So providing credit scoring and allowing them to pay bulk while they are credit worthy is one of those areas that has been looking for attention. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing that. I have a question. I actually appreciate that you chose a non-consumer sector of solar energy to start with, because the good that you're selling, that your merchant is selling, is durable and valuable over time. How would this company deal with debt collection? Because I think that would become a primary purpose of the company, and you could So how do you think about the kind of goods that you would allow to be bought in installments? And then how do you think about the use case where the buyer does not meet the installment obligation?
Okay, so you're asking for the type of goods that we are allowed to pay in installments. And you're also asking I didn't get the second question.
What happens when I don't pay in installments, when I allow the debt to linger?
When you don't pay the debt?
Yes.
Okay, for now, one of the things we are providing, that it's part of an algorithm is that there's a way we can vet if you have recurring payments. If you are a salary earner, we can see the same type of transaction repeat every month, and we can vet that. So we can predict that, okay, during this time and this time, your salary is going to be paid. So we can actually anticipate that, and when the salary is there, we can deduct the portion we should pick. So for people that don't have recurring payments, our algorithm has different diversities. So we have, and I know there's a room for improvement, for people that don't yet accept monthly payments. It will be difficult to actually track their payments, I won't lie, but I know that there is room where we can actually improve on it and create a solution.
Thank you. I really liked your product.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Maybe I should also ask, maybe this will help you address the question. Okay. What are you using to debit the customer's account when the payment is due?
Okay, we have two partners that we can use. There's Mono, and there is Flutterwave too does that. So those are the two partners we are using for now. But Mono is the strongest that can actually perform that transaction. That type of direct debit. Okay, for direct debit, when you are using card, SeerBit has that. What I do is if you are there's a mandate, collection mandate behind it. If you can consume that of NIBS for Nigerian market, irrespective of, maybe I can also share the information with the judges. If you use your direct debit mandate from the central from NIBS, which is our central settlement payments, irrespective of where you have bank accounts, the recollection can go there and debit the account. So auto recovery. Wow. The only thing you need to be worried about is not to promise the merchants that the money will be collected 100% guaranteed. You cannot guarantee anything. Sure. So that allows him to be able to recover the money. Either you register the customer's card to be able to debit one bank, or you use the API from NIBS to be able to debit any bank where the consumer has an account. And that is improving the credit confidence in the country. I don't know if that's what you designed, but I'm just saying, if there's room for improvement, that's another area you can go to improve it. Yeah, that will really help us in a long way. Thank you very much, sir. Thanks very much.
Okay. Thank you.
Hi. What other verticals are you looking at?
Okay.
Beyond just the power, the solar.
We are looking at people that do phone payments in installments, and we are looking at some for probably education. I know that there are things that we can leverage on, but basically the one that really clears cuts out, in all honesty, is the solar. But I know over time we will see more sectors that this can. But I know there are companies that actually shops I stay in Ibadan, for example. Sorry. So and Iwo Road, some shops allow payment in installments. So, but they do it based on like community. We know you. This. But someone knows somebody kind of setting. But we can actually talk to them that this is easy. We can even go there and instruct them that, okay, this doesn't stress you out. Just put in these details. Let this person fill this form. It knows his banking. It knows his account number and his PIN. We can get his banking history. Can he even pay? So things like that. We can scale to commerce too, if when we study the market right, like commerce, like phones, accessories, and things like that.
Okay. What's the strongest partnership you're looking at to scale this, or strongest alliance you're looking at that can help you scale this?
Okay, one of the strongest alliance we need is if we have community, if there's a community for like solar companies where we can actually reach out to them in bulk rather than going to their office to visit them one by one, and a strong partner that would really I was checking the CEO of Sunrise. They're one of the largest solar companies in Africa. On LinkedIn, I know probably will not reply my DM, but a connection with someone like that, we actually help us scale massively across, massively.
So what if individual has an idea to go this direction, individual solar businesses, what happens to you?
Okay, to build the software on their own?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, first of all, the cost of building to work on this software and have a dedicated team is more expensive than paying 500 naira. You will have like 10 people or 5 people. Let's say you have a front end, back end, UI UX designer, and they are all collecting like 500,000 per month. And they always have to manage the stuff. We just say, come. It's the same reason why Netflix will not go and build Paystack or SeerBit API, because they can afford it, or do they want to go through that stress for what cost? At what cost? At the end of the day, they would have spent, let's say we have even 3 people on the team, 1.5 million times 12 months. That's a lot of money at the end of the day, compared to the amount they would just tap into what we've created.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
From my side, I was going to say, if you had the solution in the UK, and Dr. Yinka, thank you for, elaborating. This is very helpful. If your solution was in the UK, I would have probably used it as well, So I think what you're doing in terms of problem solving is really good. And I really don't have any further questions.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Rahman. Thank you so much. Would you be at the first on Saturday?
Oh, that will be difficult. We're in Ibadan, so at the moment.
All right. So I wish you all the best.
Yeah,
so you can take notes. The next team is local finance. So Luca, you'll be going up. Who is speaking from local finance? Local finance, are you guys here?
Yes, we are here. I can hear you.
Okay, Olawale, are you the one presenting for your team?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to give you code. So please test your screen. Because you are presenting by 1:35. So just make sure everything is working.
Okay. I hope you can see my screen.
Yes, Olawale can see your screen and your time starts now.
Okay, thank you everyone. Good afternoon once again. This is Team Local Finance, and my name is Olawale. While we're working on finding a solution to build, we discovered that it's 7% of employees run out of fund before payday, and the options they have currently in their current realities is to turn to digital lending app, high interest loans like Lapo in Nigeria, and then banks. The rest who cannot access this financial service are literally happy at work, and then this negatively impacts their productivity. The ones who can and cannot pay back usually face this humiliation from lenders who send message to them and their contacts and accuse them of stealing, or the fraudster for not paying back. So Luca then comes to solve this problem by offering employers the opportunity to give financial awareness to the employers. So giving them early access to the money they work for, which is called earned wage before payday. So with Luca Finance, an employee can literally access 50% of their accrued earned wage. This, I'm going to break this down. It means that if today is 21, you have worked for 20 days in a month, and assuming you earn 300,000 naira in a month, it means you earn 10,000 naira every day. So 10 times 20 days, it means that that employee has earned 200,000 naira that month. And you look at finance, the employee has access to 50%, 100,000 naira to access on our app before payday. So this can be used for emergency fund. So we look at finance, there is no interest rate, and we just charge a percentage, 5% withdrawal charge at every point of access. So these funds can be accessed anywhere through their mobile app. And so who is Luca Finance for literally? So an example is someone who works Victoria Island and then stays at Abule Egba in Lagos. This person will be penalized if she comes to work late, but then she has run out of funds on the 25th of the month. She's expecting salary on 30th. So she needs just 10,000 naira to just get transport and go to work every day till salary is being paid. So instead of going to digital lending apps that offer 18%, 20%, you can just access a Luca app and get money. So this market is huge because there's a growing working population in Africa. Currently, we have about 60 million working population in Nigeria, and this extends to Africa, which the market is achieved as 460 million working population in Africa. So we're building 3 products basically: the Luca Employer Portal, which is where the employer sign up to Luca and then enlist their employees, the mobile app, and then the debit card. So this is how Luca works. Employer sign up on our website, get verified, and enlist their employees. Because the employer has enlisted their employees and added their net pay, we are able to give access to the employees on the Luca app and also give them access to the debit card. So with the app, the employees can access 50% of that wage, and at the end of the month, the employer can see how much each employee has spent from this app and then can deduct that amount from their net pay and then remit the rest, remit our part to us and then remit the rest to the employees. So this saves us from running after any employee for debt recovery. This is us comparing with whatever is currently in the market. So like I mentioned earlier, the current reality of employees who need money, they go to micro lending app, Lapo Microfinance Bank, and then the commercial banks. So this is how we pitch against them. Interest rate is way lower, and then there's no processing time. We're not sending message to their family members to say that they still have money and they have not paid back, which is basically common right now in the digital lending space in Africa. So we're hoping we're able to build savings into the product also, and then give them instant access by debit cards, and they can be rewarded as we go on. So these are the SeerBit products we've used. We've used the Pocket APIs for the mobile app for the employees. So this is the wallet in which they can access their funds. And then the transfer APIs for those who want to withdraw money. When they need money, they can come withdraw money to either their bank account, send to their children who are in school, who need quick cash. And then the virtual account for the employer when they want to pay us back the amount that the employees have spent in that month. So the impact we have with the promoting financial inclusion, motivating, helps the employers get motivated all round, and we'll be increasing the standard of life by significantly reducing their debt. So we would make money from the withdrawal charge, commission and bill payment. We hope that as we grow, we're able to also build and integrate third-party vendors, BNPL. You can order for lunch, you could buy groceries, and then we could also make money from these vendors and then build a savings into the product. And because myself and my team are in a different location, this is a recorded demo of our product. This is what our employer dashboard looks like. And this is the dashboard. So this is the accounts for them to be able to add the employer details. So when you have a new employer, you can add it. And then this is the payment page. It shows the staff spend for October, and they know how much they want to pay us back at the end of that particular month. So when they want to pay us back, we have used SeerBit virtual account. They can see the account they have to pay us. They have to pay the money that the total money employees have spent, and they can pay us back using that. I'm just going to forward this because of time to show you. So we're going to do verifications for those companies too. I'm just going to forward it to the mobile app. So with the mobile app, you can see employers can see the current available salary, the amount they've earned every day.
Sorry, Olawale, you have 1 minute. I think you should wrap this up.
Okay, so thank you very much. So they can see how much they can withdraw, and employees can withdraw to another bank. They could also buy airtime, and they can see their transaction history. Most importantly, what we want is for them to withdraw. So I'm just going to show us that. So employees can enter the amount they want to withdraw. We have consumed SeerBit transfer API here, and can enter the account number, and the employee can just make withdrawal from here. So this is how the withdrawal function of the mobile app works. You can just confirm the PIN and then the withdrawal can. So thank you very much. I'll welcome your questions now.
All right, thank you, Lawali. So over to the judges now.
My question is about data security. If Luca is successful, your company will obtain lots of information about employees and their salaries. How would Luca keep that information safe? And then why would an employer choose to share information about all of their employees and their salaries in order to obtain this benefit?
Okay, so currently we would have policies that are in place to ensure that we're able to keep the information safe, and then we're not sharing with any third parties. And currently, when the current alternative that exists right now, the digital lending apps, there are credit checks that are done, and digital lending apps are always asking to know how much you earn per month, so that they can know how much you can request to get credited, right? So that currently exists. And then I think what will keep us in a good place is to have policies, and then that ensures that we're not sharing the information with third parties. And then those information can be deleted when they stop being our customer.
And then what is the next question was about the incentive. So why would an employer share all this data in order to use your service?
Okay, so first thing is when employees don't have money for their daily needs, we all know that they're demotivated. I've been an entrepreneur myself, and I own a company, a small business that grew to have about 13 staff. So I realized that my employers are on the 15th to the end of the month. My employees are always coming and saying, can we get a bit of our salary? Can we do this and that? But because of the cash flow of the business, I cannot attend to them every time and say, take a percentage of your salary, right? So this would keep the company, this will save the company problems from their cash flow, and then they can put all of that salary advance request on us, and then keep the employees motivated all around the month, right? That's one. And then two, we're hoping that we can do this in such a way that everybody can enjoy a bit of the pie. And then we can do from our withdrawal charge, we have not decided how much, but we're looking to be able to give the business something as an incentive from our withdrawal charge. But the biggest opportunity for them is that their cash flow is saved from requests from the employees, and then the employees are motivated all around the month.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let me shed a little more light on this to help the presenter. You see, I lived in the US, and we used to collect salary biweekly. So biweekly makes it very easy, but in most African countries I know, they get paid every month. And so usually you run down in terms of reserve by the middle of the month. And no company actually practices the biweekly stuff. And so therefore it provides opportunity for employees that actually want to have access to money on a more frequent basis than the monthly approach. So they end up borrowing money in between. So, however, borrowing money is a shameful thing, okay? You're borrowing money to consume. It's a very shameful thing that people keep private. And that addressed the question from Guy. The employer will not be, they won't like employers to be involved Okay. And employers will not want to be involved to provide any information about their staff. So to make this successful is the employees that should be given the privacy to be able to borrow. I think that will give you some success. And you will not be needing to talk to employer. Lending money, I've been in lending fintech space for a long time. Lending money to people is the easiest thing to do. So an easier value proposition to consumers. So if you can approach them directly, you have more chance of success. I think that's what Guy is trying to point out. But I like the solution. It solves real problem, but you need to have good marketing approach to do that. But what you have done seems to have too much manual leg, I think. There are some presentations we've had before, like real-time scoring and all that stuff that can be coupled to enhance this. So there's room for improvement, but the concept is very clear to me. I think it's a good concept. Thanks.
Yeah, I was going to say thank you, by the way, Dr. Inka, again, and thank you for your presentation. I thought financial wellness and financial inclusion is a very big space, and we all know that that is one of the biggest reasons it can cause financial stress at the end of the day. So what you're trying to solve is very, very important. But I think it also comes hand to hand with financial education. So it would be also perhaps something you need to look at when you're trying to convince these employers. Give them the right tools, right? At the end of the day, you have to be there in their entire journey, and they should not be looking at you just for those micro decisions where they just want that payment to be made and then that's it. So it's a longer journey to be involved with the customer.
Thank you very much. Yeah, if I could add something, because of the time constraint, there was, I added it on my slide that we're trying to build in financial education into the product for the employees so that they could have a more balanced financial lifestyle. So we're working, that's on our roadmap. Thank you very much. And if I could also respond to what Inka said earlier, we're trying to go B2B because we want to make the business our customers and then the employees our the user of our product. Right? Why we're doing it like that is because we realize that debt recovery in Africa is a big problem. It's a big problem, right? And so with going to the business and saying, let me just backtrack a little bit. So every employer, let's say a CEO who has the phone number of their receptionist, a receptionist borrows 10K from a quick lending app, and then the employee cannot pay back. The CEO gets a text message that says that this person is a fraudster and has not paid back. Even the employee actually did credit check on the mobile app when they were borrowing the money, right? So this happens a lot. But when we go to the business and say, oh, this is how much the person's earn 50,000 naira a month, and then they have access to 25,000 naira. They don't need to spend all the 25,000 naira, right? And then we are not spending any money on debt recovery. We don't need credit check because the employer is basically validating them and then giving us all the verification we need that this person works here, this is how much they earn, this is their capacity, right? So that's basically why we're doing B2B2C. So we don't get to spend on debt recovery and then start to amount operational cost and all of that.
Okay. Hi, Olawale. Looking at your product, right? I think I've seen some similar product in the market today. What's the difference between yours?
Okay, so the products we have in the market right now, a notable one, the notable one I know is AnyPay. And what they do currently, I've tried using the product for a business I have, and then the verification process is really, really tedious. And I just can't get through. In addition to that, we're also giving a smooth, in addition to giving a smooth user experience, we also want to give debit cards. So these debit cards are branded for the company. And so this is additional value for the business. And it also gives instant access to the employees. So the employees can basically walk into ShopRite and then use the card. So on our roadmap, we have plans to partner with these notable supermarkets, and then they can get rewards and cashbacks from using this card. So if you use a local card, ShopRite, you're probably getting a cashback of 3%, 2%, and this adds up for you, which is additional benefits, right? That's also on our roadmap. So that's some of the few ways we're way better than the existing products in the market, and I really love one, right? So, and the market is really, really huge.
So what's the approach to market today? How are you trying to scale this product?
So we want to start with meeting up with HRs and business owners. First 3 months, if we launch, we want to do businesses that have less than 50 staff. So it's easier to handle. We validate our idea. We know which part is not working and which part is working. After the first 3 months, we'll then go to businesses that have more than 50 staff. So we're looking at hotels, schools, lounge, entertainment venues, and all of that. And then from there, we can then move to manufacturing companies. Let's look at Sumal in Ibadan, or P&G in Ibadan, or Wow in Ibadan, who has about 200 staff, 500 staff, and their pay range is between 65,000 naira to as high as $1 million, right? So we're looking to do events for HRs. We could do influencing for HR, referrals within the HR community, because I mean, almost all the HR knows themselves, right? So we want to just use that community to build the product. That's our approach to market.
So we'll be backing this fund. We'll be backing up this fund. This fund will be giving in advance.
So we're currently speaking to a couple of microfinance agencies, which we hope that they can back us as floats, because I mean these funds are of less risk than just loaning the normal way credits are being offered, right? So, but we initially would want probably the first 3 months, like I explained, we'll probably be using our money, and that's why we want to keep it the user base very small. If we then have traction, we can then go out to look for financial backers, right? That could give us money for these floats.
So how competitive your interest rate is going to be compared to what is attainable in the market?
So because we are not doing, so the money we're making is 5% withdrawal charge as of day one, right? So because we are not spending so much on debt recovery, we believe that our operation cost is going to be very, very low. From our research, we know that debt recovery is a huge cost. Like it's a huge cost. So because we are not doing that, we are not spending a lot of that. We're just 5%.
Lawal, we can't really hear you. I think your network is a bit bad.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Can you hear me now? Okay. Great. Yeah, so just to answer Omoni's question, I'm saying that because we are not spending so much on debt recovery, we believe that the revenue we're making right now is just the 5%. Our income is just the 5% withdrawal charge. So we believe that our operation cost is going to be very, very low, because from our research, we know that debt recovery cost is really, really huge. So and this amount is instant, so there is no pressure of interest rate on the person getting the fund. Like it doesn't have to be on top of their mind. Oh, I hold this particular amount, because the 5% withdrawal charge is at the point of access. So basically, it's basically not an interest to them, even though it's still an interest, right? But psychologically, it's basically not a pressure on them for them to pay back a loan they have borrowed, because this just gets deducted, just like tax and every other thing from their salary. Right.
All right. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah. All right. So I think the time is well spent. So Olawale, we'll hope to see you on Saturday at DevFest. And so let's just let the next team talk. So Pufuma Mugaba, are you guys here? Pufuma Mugaba. Hope I said that correctly.
You said it in a very funny way.
All right. So are you the one presenting?
Yes, I'm presenting Pufuma Mugaba.
Okay, that's how you pronounce it. Interesting. All right, so I've made you the co-host, and you start now. Pamela, are you there? Pamela, can you hear us?
Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can.
All right. All right, so my name is Pamela. I'll be representing Team Fuma Mugaba. So Fuma Mugaba, bringing you trust and professionalism. So one of the questions that people have when they are doing Fuma Mugaba is, can I trust you? I'll give you a scenario, which is Fuma Mugaba is basically treasure in a can. It is when people, a group of people come together, they have a certain similar agenda. Let's say they have groceries that they want to save up at the end of the year. So they come together and bring the monies together and dispose at a certain date. So can I trust you? So one of the strengths of Fuma Mugaba or Mukando is, can I be able to trust the team member that I have? Would they not use the money for their personal gains? So Fuma Mugaba is a secure digital piggy bank that enables group savings towards a particular agenda. Each team member automatically becomes a signatory to the funds. This helps with transparency, since the users can see what is happening towards the funds, such as the payments in their debts. Payments can be done via a registered kiosk, an agent, or in-app. With in-app payments, we'll be integrating with SeerBit. All right. To encourage payments to be done on time, we have added loyalty points, a sort of gamification that is going to award users. Let's say we have set up a date for our groceries that we are going to be paying each month, $50 US. So if you pay before the due date, you earn certain points. So these encourage payments to be done online and to users to meet their end goal. Since most of the group savings members are informally employed, our application can also be used as a payment trail. Let's say I want to get a loan from a bank. So the normal way of getting a loan from a bank is they ask you for your pay slip. How are you able to pay for that loan? So if you have been using Fuma Mugaba, you can just pull out your payment trail, which can be used as this person is actually eligible to pay. All right, so the problems that we saw is with the current concept, it's actually being used right now. One of its major things is it's relying on trust, but it's also a drawback since there is no documentation to the group members. They just set up their rules. Let's say we are going to be we are contributing $50 and the money is going to be kept by whoever. So one of the biggest drawbacks is the trust. So with Piggy Bank, our Fuma Mugaba, it's just an automatic way. Everyone that gets added to the group automatically becomes the signatory to the money. So if you are added, if you are not available for the withdrawal of the money won't be given because you won't have signed for the cash out. All right. All right. Sometimes people complain about a member, maybe they are not reaching out. So this is just a way to encourage people. We have loyalty points, and then people also find it difficult to save money on their own. So if you have difficulties in saving money on your own, why not just join a group of people that have a secure piggy bank that is attached to a bank account or a microfinance that encourages you to make payments. And that's another problem was formal businesses are finding it difficult to work with these people. But this is actually an opportunity that we saw, that this is an untouched finance source of funds from informal people, which can also be used by banks. If people can come up with a group of funds and make it work within themselves and financially, then that means some of these groups are actually working. All right. And then so our solution is each member becomes a signatory. You can join multiple groups. You can also pay at the comfort of your zone. So as opposed to going with money to a certain member who's keeping it, you can actually do the payments via an agent, or you can do an in-app payment via US dollars, PayPal, USSD. And then there is also transparency. Each payment that has been made is recorded within the one. Then loyalty points, they are just a way to encourage people. And then our solution tech, we used Flutter for the mobile development. We used Laravel for the backend and React.js for the front end of the application. Then on our return of investment, since people are keeping their money to be disposed at a certain date, let's say you started a group in June, you're disposing money in December. If we are to fund these people, this money can actually be used for other things, while the people are just keep bringing the money. So we can do it. We can loan other people, do any other thing with their money before they dispose it. Then another way we can get money is to charge a percentage. So let's say they've reached the date, they said they want to dispose their money. We can just charge it as let's say a storage fee or whatever we call it, but we charge a certain percentage to the amount. Then there's a pull-out fee. In some cases, let's say we are saving our money, and we then decide, no, I cannot do this anymore. So we just charge you a certain fee and refund your money. So that is also a way of actually getting money. And then there's transaction fees. So within the application, let's say you want to deposit $20, we can charge you 1% of that $20, which is a way of us getting money. I think that's it. I can take up questions now.
All right, thank you, Pamela. Awesome judges. Who wants to go first?
Hi, could you, oh, sorry, Yinka, please go ahead. Please talk more about trust, because I think trust is important, but it's also very difficult to enforce digitally. So how do you get around that hurdle, please?
All right, so currently there is no system that works. People just come together and they say, we want to reach a certain goal. We want to raise 10,000 before year end, and then we split the money. So we just select the people based on your trust, on what you think they are capable of. So the people just say, I think this one is okay. We can add them to their group. This one is okay. So we are trying to keep that, so that each time, and most of the time, the funds are used for personal use, since they are not kept at a bank or anything. So we are trying to keep that by having it a bit formalized. So you transfer the money, it goes into a bank account. Then after some time, you can withdraw your money.
Thank you.
My question is, have you built this solution? Because I didn't see any demo.
All right, we have done part of it. I can show you right now. So we are trying to do a mobile application for this. So this is just a simple design due to time. So let's say these are the groups that I have joined, the number of groups. So it will have your group description, what you want to do, your target money. So you can just press the pay button and you can do your payments.
Pamela, I can't see your screen. You might need to share again.
All right, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
All right. All right, so we had done a few designs on the mobile application. So let's say a group of Mukando groups that you have joined, you can see them from this side. So you can see, you can click any, you can say the name of the group savings, the description, the target money that you'd want to reach, and you can actually make your payment. And then we also have my payments. So this is the transparency part we were talking about, where you can see you paid $50 on this date, you paid $70. That's when you can see it. And then there's loyalty points. We haven't done much on it. And then when it comes to the web part of it, can you see my screen? All right, this is an example of the dashboard we're trying to create, where you can see the number of members you have, who is online, the groups. All right, and then there's the sign up page and the login. All right, and then we also have an API that we have been documenting. So this is the API endpoint that we have. So there's the initiate payment and the body of request, login details, what you share on the login, the register, the creating of groups. And so far we haven't done much on preparing the application with the actual code, but this is what we have so far.
Okay. I like the idea, particularly the trust. So if you can chip in a little bit on that. I like the trust is something very delicate and it's tough to digitize. But I think how you have addressed that is making the contributors signatory to the fund before it can be moved. And I think if it can be designed better so that the amount you can be signatory to is based on amounts that you have contributed, it can also help in really trying to digitize the trust. But because this has not been done yet and stuff, it's a good concept, but it will have been nice to see it work. Other than that, I think that's nothing more from me.
From my side as well, I was going to say I have very similar comments, and I would say maybe starting off with getting people to pool money together for smaller things, like traveling together or gifts for a particular family event, etc. And then you see how that goes, and then you scale it up. And design would probably be a key element of getting people to use it as well. And then eventually maybe even getting a card attached to it as well, whether it's virtual or physical, so that one person who is responsible for spending from that pot can actually execute that. That's it for me.
All right. So any more questions from the judges? Okay, so thank you so much, Pamela. Thank you very much for your presentation. I actually wrote for you, but yeah. And I hope I didn't slaughter the name too much. All right, so Pamela, are you still with us? Just need to confirm that you are done.
Yes, I'm here. Just have one comment. I know this has been implemented yet, but the bigger the risk, the bigger the gains.
All right. Judges, I think you should take note of that. Yeah, all right. So thank you so much, Pamela. And so last but not least, Team Nama, are you guys here?
Yeah, okay.
Hello?
Hello, I'm here.
Okay, so I don't presenting, yes?
Okay.
So I'm going to make you a co-host.
Okay.
And so that, because time is fast spent, we will start in the next 2 minutes. So please test your screen. Now you're the co-host, please test your screen, make sure everything, your presentation is good to go. So we can just wrap this up.
Okay, that's one thing. Okay, yeah, I think I'm fine.
All right.
Good. Yeah.
All right. So judges, are we ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. All right. So Victor, I think you can just start now. Your time starts now.
Okay. Basically, this what we have is an agrotech platform where we give farmers a platform to upload their products where users can come in and buy agricultural stores, and at the same time, we assigned the stock that was bought to a particular courier. So basically, we have three main roles here. We have the farmer, we have the user, which is the customer, and we have the courier, which is responsible for the delivery. So this, for the farmer, I have the farmer here already signed up. So this is it. So basically, this is the farmer's dashboard. So these are the products the farmer owns at the moment. These are the products the farmer owns at the moment. So the farmer comes to his dashboard, uploads the product. Then this is the dashboard for the farmer. Then the farmer comes, uploads the products, which is then being bought by a user. So the farmer have a virtual wallet, which we use, which we got from SeerBit itself. So the farmer can come in to create a wallet. So this is the farmer's dashboard. These are the products for the farmers. These are the details for the products being uploaded. So I will log out and sign in as a customer. I have a customer here already. So this is the customer's dashboard. So this is the place the customer can see the product he or she can buy. So while we are basically doing this, is just to bridge the gap between farmers and consumers, because one of the issues the agricultural sector is facing in Africa is lack of food supply, which is one, and lack of access to food supply. So this is the problem we are trying to bridge. This is the problem we are trying to solve. So with our platform, there's a possibility of having a solution for this. So this is the customer's dashboard. The customer can come in to place an order. Then this is the customer can type in the delivery address, then type in the method of the delivery he or she wants to use, then submit order. Okay. So as you can see, this customer already have a wallet account. So whatever payment he or she is going to make is going to be from this wallet account. Then for the courier, which is the last user we have at the moment, so this is the courier's dashboard. So this is the courier dashboard. So for every item that was successfully picked by the courier, he confirms the item as picked. This particular item was assigned to this courier. This is the courier, Oluwa Tosin. Then this item was assigned to him. So he is to confirm that this item has been picked by him. So he does that by generating a code which is sent to the farmer. So he now confirms that he has picked the item. So for me to get the code, we use Discord channel for the OTP code. Okay, this is the code here, the last code we're showing here, which is 93136. 93136. So he confirms that he has picked this item. So item confirmed. So like I said, basically what we are trying to do with Nama is just to bridge the gap between food supply and access to food supply, which is one of the goals of African Development Bank, because one of the challenges facing the continent at the moment and facing Nigeria also is lack of food supply and access to food supply. So with NAMA, this is what we are basically trying to do in order to move agro produce from the farmers end to the customers end. And for every successful pickup and delivery that was made, we tend to charge 10 to 15% for every delivery that is being successful, both from the farmer side and from the user side. So this is basically what we are doing. We still have more features. Okay, but because of lack of time, because of the time constraints, we weren't able to do much. So basically, this is what we have at the moment.
Victor, you have one more minute. Are you done?
Yes. Okay, sorry. We also have one more user, which is the admin. The admin is responsible for dispensing cash from the general person to the farmer. For every item that was successfully picked, the admin dispenses cash from the general post to the farmer. Then for every item that was successfully delivered, the admin dispenses cash from the central post to the delivery man's wallet. That is the courier guy. So that is the full role we have. For the admin, we don't have a dashboard for the admin. We tend making the dashboard to be a web app, not a mobile app. So this is what we have at the moment.
All right. Thank you so much for that, Victor. Interesting presentation. I think this is the first AgroTech we're having today, and maybe possibly definitely the only one. So, judges, over to you. Going first.
I'll start. I think I am a little confused. I did not hear specifically what the agrotech angle is. From looking at the demo, I could see payment processing between a supplier and a courier and a buyer, and verification that the item had been picked. But I did not see any specifics about agrotech. Could you help me understand more, please?
I said what we are basically trying to do here now is just to bridge the gap between lack of food supply, like insufficient food supply and access to food supply. So like I said initially, one of the challenges of Africa currently it's that is the lack of food supply and the lack of access to food supply and lack of access to food supply, which African Development Bank is keen into this vision. So what we are doing currently in NAMA is just to bridge that gap between item leaving the farmer's end to the users end, to the customers end.
Victor, I think I heard you say this is about access to markets and delivery. Is that accurate?
Exactly.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. So can I talk about the stacks I used? Skip my minute.
Sorry, Victor, what did you say?
I say, can I talk about like the stacks I used for development?
You can just mention them.
Okay, for the mobile app, Flutter I used for development. Then for the back end, we used Python, that is the Django REST framework for development. Then for the sending of code, the one-time password, it's basically this code we used. Then for the admin dashboard, we tend using React framework for the admin.
All right.
Yeah. For me, just quickly, I was a little confused about what is being offered and how the APIs or services provided by SeerBit are incorporated into the process. And the other thing is, how is this different from the agro supply value chain systems that already exist, that are very comprehensive today? How is this different?
So one of the key features here is that for every item that is being uploaded by the farmer is expected to keep in detailed information, the size, like the weight of the animal, like the size of everything. So whenever the courier goes to pick this item, he confirms each of these details in order to make sure that the user gets the value of what he or she is paying for. That's one of the key features of NAMA. And we also intend to add features like expenses and intermoney transfers. For the SeerBit integration, we use SeerBit to create a virtual wallet for the customers, and we also use SeerBit to make transfers from the admin end to the farmer's end, or from the admin end to the courier's end. And for the withdrawals also, I didn't show that part actually, but it's there on the app. For the withdrawals, you can withdraw from your virtual wallet to your local bank account. It's already on the app. So I didn't show the part.
Okay. No more questions from me.
Okay.
Any more questions from everyone? Are we all good? Rashi?
For example, like there are a lot of apps before you
Sorry for the intrusion. All right. So thank you so much, Victor. Very. And with that, we are at the end of the hackathon. Not necessarily the hackathon, there's a judging phase. So thank you for all the finalists who joined in, and thank you so much for building. To the other teams who we didn't select for this shortlist, like we said in the email, this is just a little bump. You know, we actually want to encourage you to keep building your solutions, and because we believe you actually just be some polishing here and a pivot there, and then you can actually be onto gold. So never stop doing whatever you're doing. And I would like to thank our judges, Gail. I wish I had fanfare for everyone. So like Gail and then like fanfare happens. Then Dr. Adedeji, thank you so much for joining us. Rashi, thank you so much for joining us too. Ni, thank you so much. And to our partners, Consonance, thank you for the work you did. And to the platforms, venture platforms, We Capital, Cardinal Stone, and African FinTech Foundry. We hope you've actually seen some potential in some of these teams that have presented. And we know that your checkbooks are actually itching. And we know that it's a long process before you actually fund anyone. So we expect that, you take conversations forward and then help these teams and these people, really, really build the right products. Does any judge want to say something? Gil said something in the comments that she's thanking all the inventors. Yeah, you guys are inventors more or less. So great work. Yeah. So, so this brings the close.